Hi, and welcome to It's Just Life Here, the podcast where when things get chaotic, we hit record.
And if you haven't met us, we're sisters, Trish and Karen Steed. And between us, we've seen it all. Menopause, travel meltdowns, workplace madness, parenting wins and fails, and some very questionable pop culture opinions.
But this isn't just a how-to podcast. It's more like a we're all doing our best support group with snacks.
So if you've ever cried in your car, lost your keys in the fridge, or tried to meditate but ended up scrolling memes, you're in the right place.
Because when life gets chaotic,
we hit record.
Hey there, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We're at episode 1. We're doing this. We're going to have a show.
Part of me says, I can't believe we made it. And the other part of me is like, wait, this has been coming for a long time.
Right?
Like, how many times have we said this?
Oh my gosh. I think we started talking about this like at the beginning of this year. So early 2025. And for anyone not listening, do you want to kind of give like why we're doing this? This is absolutely not a work-related show. We may talk about work, but kind of describe what was happening when the idea came about.
Okay, so I mean, obviously, right, we live hours and hours apart. We don't see each other very often. Quite honestly, it's usually at work events. And so whenever we actually get a chance to get on the phone or on video, this is like, we talk about everything. I think our last one was 3 hours.
I think so.
And so at the end, though, of every conversation, we're always like, we should have recorded that. Right. I think people would think it's funny. So I guess this is a good way for people to get to know who we really are, like who we are outside of work.
I like that because I feel like I had a little bit of that when I did the sort of the daily show that I was doing with Steve. And this is definitely different. This is like fully unscripted, just like off the rails. So yeah, I mean, I think it's also a little bit of commiserating, right, with your sister or with your best friend and talking about like life. Not just the fun stuff either. I mean, for anyone listening to this now or in the future and looking back, it's like we're going to talk about real shit. Real shit. Sometimes actual shit, if we're being real.
Unfortunately.
No, that's the point. Right? I don't know of a place I can go and sort of learn from you and we were kind of joking. It's sort of like you're my mom most of the time because you're giving me like life input, life lessons, what should we be doing? And I hope I'm doing the same for you. So we want to cast a wider net. So whether you want to be our new sister, new brother, take brothers. We don't even have a brother, right?
We don't have a brother. How fun would that be?
We need a brother.
I know.
Okay.
Somebody wants to be our brother.
So we need to figure out who the brother can be. But we don't want it to always be just us either. We want to invite other women, other men into the conversation, but just talk about what's real, what's on your mind. It could be anything. So I don't know. I mean, I think, yeah, right? Well, why don't you kick us off? I mean, we have not talked yet today, so this is just sort of like a normal call for us. What's on your mind? What's going on in Karen world?
Right? So like if I'm having a real call with you and be like, have you talked to mom yet? Can we start that way?
Do we want to start with our parents? God,
I'm not going to start with our parents, but I have to say, I feel like that's how I start my phone calls, right?
It is.
Do all siblings do that?
Yes. You know what I think, and I would love to hear what other people think about this, but I think there's just 2 of us, right? And so as long as one of us is good with our mom, then we're good, right? Like at any time. So if it's your turn to be kind of on the bad side, then that's fine. But then if it needs to switch, we can't both be on the bad side with our mother, right? We have to
good cop, bad cop,
split it up. Yeah. So I'm the good sister right now, just for anyone that wants to know. You're kind of yeah.
The outs.
You're on the outs. You know what, though? I think you said something the other day that was really interesting to me, and it's about knowing your boundaries, and not just with your mom or your dad, but boundaries with people. And I feel like that's something you've really talked about to me a lot in the last year or so. And I feel like now you're actually not just talking about it, you're putting it into play, but in a very healthy way. What kind of got you to that point? Because I feel like sometimes we don't know how to say no to people or even say yes, but with very serious boundaries.
Absolutely. You know what? I think I heard about, quite honestly, I have to say through TikTok, but I just heard so many people talking about being a people pleaser. And I was definitely always a person who just wanted the people around me to always be happy, um, regardless of how I felt. Like it didn't matter how, if I was upset in a situation, uncomfortable in a situation, I would still just kind of make sure it was all okay. Um,
Mhm.
make sure that everything went as good as it could go, right? Like that's
Yeah.
it. But I didn't even realize I was doing it. I think I had to come to that point to like stop myself and say, you know what? It's actually okay if I make myself a little more comfortable and the person
Mhm.
around me isn't. They've got to handle themselves, right? We're all adults.
Yeah.
And I think that it was that realization for me of like, I don't have to be mean to people, but a boundary isn't always mean.
Right.
And
It's just space,
I
right?
think it
It's
felt mean.
well, I think because sometimes we set boundaries because something negative has happened,
Mhm,
right? And you feel like I've got to shut that person out, maybe.
mhm.
Um, but I think what you're talking about is that sort of proactive setting boundaries to help yourself feel comfortable. I hadn't really thought of it as being comfortable. But when you talk about being a people pleaser, I think also as a parent, we're often people in our generation who are parents, we're often trying to make things work out for our now grown children, right? My
Yes.
kids, when they were little, they always called it mommy magic. So
Mhm.
somehow I can make everything right or as right as possible. And that's a hard lesson to stop doing that all the time. Like you said, each person has to be in charge of their own emotions. It's not about hurting someone, but it is about, yeah, not losing yourself, I think, in the process.
I think we're just right in the middle of both of those, right? So we have parents who there are times in which you have to feel like stepping in as the adult or the person who knows more about something because
Mhm.
the world's changing, right? And so we're at a point where there's a lot of things that we do know more about than they do.
Yeah.
And that's a hard kind of flip. But then we're also dealing with our kids almost trying to do the reverse. Like you said, you've got that mommy magic, but wait, even if you can fix it,
Yeah.
should you? Do you need to? Are you doing it to make you feel better? Are you doing it to make them feel better? Right.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's to make ourselves feel better. Like
Mm.
if my kiddo's not hurting, then I'm happy. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard like to watch them be sad or
But I wonder why did that generationally change? I don't know if we know the answer, right? Like, we have good parents. I'm not saying we don't have good
oh,
parents, but
absolutely.
they certainly were not trying to, and have not in our life, tried to make sure that everything was set up to work out for us.
Hmm.
In fact, quite the opposite. I think everything we've ever done has pretty much been on our own, from
Right.
buying cars to buying homes to whatever. I mean, so I don't know. I just wonder. It's like, so obviously the pendulum is swinging this way, right? Because we're not doing that. But I wonder what kind of parents Gen Z will become because they've had mommy magic or something similar to help them along the way. I don't know.
Good question. Do you think they'll stay the same, or are they gonna make it like would they say they have it too easy on something, they would make it harder on their kids? I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right, but I don't know. So, I mean, I guess that's it. We just don't, I don't know. What has been the hardest thing, do you think, about setting boundaries, or has there been a hard thing yet?
Quite honestly, it's just overcoming it for me. Because, like I said,
Mm,
initially, it feels mean. I feel like setting a boundary in my life, whatever it is maybe comes across that way,
yeah,
right?
you're
And
pretty mean.
I
I mean, if
so
I'm being honest.
if well, okay. I don't think I'm mean. I think I'm firm and
No, you're firm and
blunt.
direct. I will say that. You're direct,
I
which
am
is
direct.
appreciated. But sometimes people can misinterpret, which again, that's on them. That's not on you, right?
Right. No,
So,
I mean, you know what? I think this is my very first time in my whole entire life, right? Like that this house was a purchase by myself
mhm,
for myself that is mine that I got to thinking, like, I was with mom and dad. I got engaged while I was living there. I moved out to a house with my husband. Like, I never had anything that was just mine. And that might have been, I guess, the switch when that happened, when
Mm,
everything solely was mine. I have my
yeah,
car, my house, my things, I can do it. I have to take care of it. When all that happened, all of a sudden it was like, I need to protect my peace. I need to keep this exactly how I want it.
yeah,
And it's such a peaceful place. Like, I can't imagine not having those boundaries, like
yeah,
nobody yells in my house. Nobody's throwing a fit in my house, or they're out. I don't
right,
care who you are,
right.
right? Like, it's not one person, it's anybody. And so I've made those boundaries so that my life can be just enjoyable, right? Life's hard
Just more
enough.
calm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, it's the one thing we can control, right? I mean, when politics or religion or foreign country affairs, right? Like there's all these things in the world going on.
Mhm.
It's the one thing you might be able to control is your space and the level of calm that you would have in that space if that's what you want.
For sure.
Um, I think you're right. I think, yeah, owning my first home by myself after I was separated was a huge deal. I mean, it's very stressful though, to be fair. Like it is a lot. And I think we'll talk about that in weeks to come, I'm sure. But just there's a lot. We don't have a lot of females who have come before us who have done some of these things on their own.
Mhm.
And you can't turn maybe to your parent, right? Your parents might be in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and they've never done this, right?
Right.
Um, our mom was a homemaker, did a great job at that,
Mhm.
raised us, right? We're still here.
Right.
So, but she doesn't understand what it's like to actually be working, and full time is obviously more than 40 hours a week, and to be working and raising children and responsible for every single expense. It's a
Mhm.
lot. It's just a lot of pressure. So,
Do you have
yeah.
any boundaries that you've set that work for you?
Oh my goodness. I'm not good at it. I'll be honest. I'm not good at that yet. So maybe that's what I'm working on, right? I've set little boundaries. I've started more with my kids because those feel a little more positive. Again,
Mhm.
my kids are 21 years old, Jack and Carly, and they're both seniors in college. And so it's a little easier I want to help them, assist them, if they need it, if they ask for it. That's been my latest boundary, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. It's probably good for them too.
It is good for them too, but that's hard. It's hard for me to do that, stepping back is a difficult thing sometimes.
Mhm. Oh, for
So,
sure. Right? Because we know we can do it.
right.
And so it's hard to watch when you're like, "Oh, I wouldn't do it that way," or "I wouldn't,"
I know.
gotta just let them work through it.
Well, I think even for you, if I'm being honest about it, it's like, you're my little sister. So, obviously you're fully capable, you're a fully grown human being
Mhm.
about to have a big milestone birthday in a few weeks. But yeah, there's still that side of me that's very protective, very motherly, very like wanting to take care of you, making sure you're okay.
Mhm.
Um, so part of it is the role in the family too, I guess. So,
It's the
but
eldest daughter, right?
yeah, I know.
You now have a
Well,
song?
I know. And okay, so here's the difference between we should have a thing like each time we do this, like what are the differences between us?
Okay.
That's one. You're a Swiftie, I am not.
I am a
Not a
Swiftie.
Swiftie. I did listen to it. I listened to the album.
Mhm.
I do like what was the song? Opalite. I do
Opalite.
like a song. So I'm getting there. I'm more of a, Def Leppard, Van Halen,
Mhm.
living in the past kind of girl
Nothing wrong
than
with
the
that.
future. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway. Well, what else? What else is new? Can I tell you what's new? I got something exciting,
Yes.
actually, and it's at your sort of recommendation. You mentioned TikTok. So I feel like nowadays, like I still love doctors. Doctors, have studied things, but not always. And so TikTok is like a place where you can find out about all sorts of things. I have my new Cardia Mobile.
You
They
got
should
it!
sponsor. I need to call them like
You
Cardia Mobile.
should.
So, yeah, so it is a personal EKG machine that you do at home. You can get a cute little case for it. I can't mine is the 6 lead, so I can't show you exactly, but basically you have an app on your phone. You just put your little fingers on it like this, and it needs to sit on your knee or ankle, and it will give you, if you can see in the box, it'll give you an actual like EKG readout, but of more sides of your heart than just I have a ring on as well that kind of tells me just, heart rate. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm way into the wearables right now for some reason.
Have you
So,
tried that out yet, or is it just arrived?
no,
You're
I tried it yesterday and it
how'd it
did
go?
give me a reading. The one thing I don't like is that I guess in order to save all the readings, like I'm not super high risk. The reason I got this was because my blood work recently came back that my cholesterol was high.
Mhm.
And our father had had a heart attack this past summer, so I was super nervous. Um,
Yeah.
so I thought I kind of want to monitor this because I know I have a heart murmur, things like that. And so for me, I think it's going to be just more. I'll show you my little app. I think it's saved it history if I show here. Yeah. So this was yesterday, and it just shows normal.
Oh, perfect.
But I think if you don't pay for it, it only stores for a couple days. I think if you want something, but the idea is that if there's anything going on, if you're having tightness in your chest, which
Mhm.
I'm 55, so that happens, um, it just gives
Diddly.
you peace of gives you peace of mind. Wait, can I tell you the best story of all? So, um, recently turned 55, and I am not mad about it. I want give me all the discounts, all the
Mhm.
things, but I'm gonna sound like I'm falling apart. So I have arthritis in my knee and it hurts really bad, really bad. And so I get injections, but I wasn't able to go get it yet. It's scheduled. So I thought, I live in Colorado. I'm gonna go to the dispensary and I'm gonna ask them, like, hey, what can you give me that's not really like, hallucinogenic, but that can help me?
Right.
And they gave me some salve that works wonderful. I actually slept last night. But when I was there at the dispensary, you have to show your license to get into the building. And then, and so I'm asking these ladies to help me and we get done. She's ringing me up. So you have to hand your license back so they can type it in and everything. And she goes, oh, this is awesome. You're getting the wisdom discount. And I'm like, the what?
I
The what?
love that.
I got $9 off my purchase because I have the, senior wisdom discount, and so I was talking to my son last night, I'm like, "How cool am I that the first thing I get my wisdom discount on is marijuana?"
I love that for you.
And hey, I'm just not a marijuana kinda girl, so for
Right.
that to be my thing anyway, it worked. So CBD, CDCC something, whatever, and
All the
THC all
C's.
together. You literally just rub the tiniest bit on your I rubbed on my knee, worked like a charm. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
anyway. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm embracing any kind of technology that's gonna help me feel better without as much medicine. I'm not a medicine person. I know you're not either. Like,
I am not I tell you what, I have never been a medicine person, like, really ever in my life. Like, I
yeah.
will wait until I'm about dead before I will take something. I mean, even after surgeries, I turn it down.
Oh, same.
Don't want it, and I don't know if it's because of that or if it's just, perimenopause, all of the things, right?
Yeah.
Everything's just I'm anxious about weird things, um,
Mhm.
one of which is medicine. I'm learning. I got, medicine for it, so just joint pain, right?
Yeah.
All the things. And my doctor's like, "Here, take this." It's literally just like an ibuprofen. There's nothing weird about this medicine at all. And she's like, "Take it every day, once a day for 30 days." And I'm like, "Okay, perfect." Get
Yeah.
home, look at it. Well, then I see side effects. Then I see all the
No.
things and I'm like, "Oh no. Okay, wait." So then I'm panicking before I'm taking it and I'm like, "Okay,
No.
now I'm gonna have to take it midday to make sure I'm fine and I don't
Oh god.
die to take this stupid little." So good news is I took it yesterday and I am still alive. I made
You're
it.
still No, I think you're right. I think we grew up in a household where you take medicine, and we're both like, "No, don't want any medicine." I think it's helpful, and I'm really open to the idea. One thing that, one of our friends turned me on to, Meg Bear, shout out Meg Bear,
And Meg,
was to MIDI, right? And if
amen.
you are a woman age, say, 35-ish to 60, and you haven't heard of MIDI, go to joinmidi, MIDI.com. We should get them to sponsor us. We are not sponsored by them, but we are firm believers in them and their doctors. So, one of the coolest things is that we learned that most doctors are not trained more than 6 hours on menopause. Perimenopause can start as early as 35, sometimes even earlier.
Mhm.
And so if you think about it, the women in the workplace are in some place on that scale, right, of
Oh, yeah.
perimenopause to full menopause.
Mhm.
And it just impacts your body in so many ways. It's not just night sweats or things like that. It's the joint achiness, it's arthritis kicking in with it. It's, um, the I guess the way your joints move too, right? All of the things that are sort of in between, all the connective tissues in between are impacted by your hormones. So, that's been just groundbreaking for me. I had a it's a telehealth
Mhm.
appointment. I had one today, right before we recorded. So
Right.
shout out to my MIDI doctor. Um, but it was interesting because, like I said, my cholesterol had come back really high. If you Google it, first of all, don't Google your problems. Um, I thought I was going to die, which is why I have
Mhm.
an EKG machine because I'm
Mhm.
freaking out. Um, it was so cool because she really explained to me the way that fiber works in your body and the way that your blood sugar works in your body. And so while my cholesterol is high, all of my other numbers were super, super, super low, and we can control it with more fiber and more water. And we were talking, and she was like, I want you to drink water like it's medicine.
Mhm.
So I'm not diligent about that. So I have my water in my cute little do you have your cup there?
I
It's just life
do.
here. See?
So
Um, So this is my water cup from now on, and so you guys can hold me accountable, but I wanna see, like, in 30 days, do I really feel better from upping the fiber? And you want it from food, obviously, but can I tell you a funny story? She gave me a cereal that you can get, um, that's called, like, All Great Poops or something.
what?
Yeah,
Is that a
I
real
don't know. It's a real thing, Karen. There's a cereal on Amazon that you can get to help you poop. So, it has 23 grams of fiber in one serving.
Okay, well,
So
we talked about TikTok. Are you on Bean Talk?
no,
You
what is
haven't made
that?
it to that side? Okay,
Bean
so
talk?
for all of everyone listening, if you are not on Bean Talk and you are
Bean
our
talk, like
age,
BEAN?
mhm, because there's
No.
research now, basically, if you eat between 1 and 2 cups of any type of bean, obviously for the fiber, right?
Right.
It helps with all sorts of things, including hormonal issues, but hormones, cardiovascular, like a brain fog, all of the things, not to mention just the digestion. So, yeah, bean talk,
Really?
it's a thing.
Alright, we heard it here, bean talk. Okay, so interesting you say that because she told me, "Eat lots of avocados and lots of beans."
Yes,
What in the world? Like, these are simple fixes. Like, we're sitting here talking about how we don't wanna be on medication.
right.
I mean, that's the key, right? Even knowing that that combination of things would actually make a difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
So, I mean, speaking of TikTok, it's like that is people can criticize it all they want, but if you're it's not just about the cute little dances that it started out being, right? This is I learned more about my health, about menopause, about I don't know if you want to share your story. We've got probably enough time for one more story. Share your story about just what you found on TikTok that really helped you.
That was my saving grace. I started having, this was over a year ago, started having shoulder pain, woke up and it hurt. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 hurt.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. I had no idea what was going on. Went to regular doctor. I think I saw the nurse practitioner, right? And she was like, "Oh yeah, probably bursitis. Let's give you a shot." Great. So it felt a little better, and I dealt with it for about another 6 months. Um, Came across Jill on TikTok. I I'll have to like put it in the show
Post it in the show
notes,
notes.
right? Like she's amazing. Right. Frozen shoulder is what I had. Apparently, for those of you who are going through perimenopause, it is extremely normal. It happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. So, people know frozen shoulder is like if you've had a shoulder surgery and you haven't been moving your shoulder, you can get it. You can get it as a secondary thing. Women our age, it's not a secondary thing, it's hormonal. So your shoulder freezes up, it's in a lot of pain. At some point, you can't move it. I couldn't even like put my arm up. It was insane. But
Right.
finding a physical therapist on TikTok who was talking about it and then showing me how to fix it, I worked with her for 6 months and the pain is gone. Like,
Wow.
there was not a doctor that could tell me exactly how to do that, that I
Yeah.
could go to locally,
Yeah.
but TikTok saved it.
I think we should have so we started, it's justlifehere.com. So there we're gonna post what we know, what we learn. We don't have it yet, but I think we need a resources page and put things
Absolutely.
like Jill on there so that or MIDI on there because I think, we've talked with the president of MIDI on the HR Happy Hour show I did with Steve. We talked about that, right? Um, but I think it's important to just keep mentioning some of these resources because you don't know until you hear it from your sister, right? That these things exist. So I'd
Oh,
love to have just a community place where people could come and makes their own suggestions as well. So if you're out there and you've got some great suggestions on how you're handling your pain alternatively or what's really working, I'm game, to listen.
we'll try just about anything, right? Like if it's going to
I
make something
will.
better without having to take medicine.
More medicine. Yeah, I don't wanna seem like I won't take medicine. I will. It's just, yeah, I just feel like I wanna try every other possible thing.
Mhm.
Um, like uh, people who've been following me for a long time know I've struggled with migraines, which all was brought on by menopause, right? I was
Mhm.
getting like 17 or 18 days a month migraines, and,
It's terrible.
probably a year and a half ago, I got this device, the Cephala. I brought it to show little Cephala, and it comes with electrodes. You, like, stick the little electrode right there, and it magnetically, like, sticks on.
Mhm.
If I get a headache starting, in about 10 minutes, it's gone. It just gives, like, an electric shock to that little, or stimulation, not shock, to the vagus nerve, and it just takes care of it. So, I mean, things like that, I would not have known about that if it wasn't for TikTok. So, yeah,
TikTok is
TikTok
great.
doctors.
I saw one the other day though. It was a younger girl. I think she was like in her 20s and she was like, "Here's what's going on. Here's my symptoms. My doctor doesn't know what's happening." And sure enough in the comments, people were like, "I know what's happening. Get to the ER. Tell them this is what's going on." And they were right. Like
Yeah, it's crowdsourcing. I mean,
people are
we've
reaching
talked
out.
about this for decades, right? Crowdsourcing
Mhm.
ideas is a great thing to do, but crowdsourcing just information about various topics is very helpful, right? And then of someone who's done it personally or experienced it personally. I hope we can be that for some other people if you're not familiar with menopause. And again, you don't have to be female for this to be impacting you, right? It's your coworkers, it's your spouse, it's your friends. Um,
It's your mom.
Oh gosh,
Our
I
kids
remember
have to deal with us, right? Like
right? But I think that's it. I think it's when we ignore things, kind of like you said, "Oh, I with my shoulder, I thought it would go away," and then
Mhm.
it's not. So you can't these are things you shouldn't ignore because you can have such a better quality of life with very simple fixes. So, yeah, we'll just update every now and then. I'll let you know how the EKG thing goes. I don't think I'm gonna go full on and, like, buy the service just yet. I kinda wanna now that I've had my MIDI appointment today, I'm feeling a little more optimistic about things. But you know
They
what we
do
were
make
talking
you
about?
feel better.
We were talking yeah, we were talking about weight gain, for example, because 'cause I've gained, like, 15 pounds in the last few months over all of this stuff, and, she's like, "You just wait. More fiber, omega-3, the good
Mhm.
fats, and water, 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 water." So, we'll see. Anyway. So, what's the last thing? You wanna talk about, like, what you're reading? What are you reading?
What
I
am I
actually
reading?
bought a book. You're a reader.
I
I
am a
bought a
reader.
book. I started
Okay.
a book. Okay. Have you read any of the books by Paula Hawkins before?
No. Oh, okay. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Girl
Girl
on
on
the
the Train.
Train? Girl
Yep.
on the Train. So this is only like her 4th or 5th book. She hasn't
I
written
don't
many.
know that book though.
It's brand new. Just came out. I've been waiting. So good so far. I have my cute little, look at this, everybody. Karen is so talented. I'm going to brag on her. She made me a little cross-stitch bookmark
I love it.
from my sister.
That's so cute.
What
Well,
are you reading?
before I share what I'm reading, I have to say, so our kids are doing like their giftful lists for
Yeah.
upcoming birthdays and Christmas and all of the things, right? And we do have our kids do like to read, which
Yes.
is terrible for me because I see it on their list and then of course I'm like, "Oh wait, I might need that one too."
Oh, no.
So I feel like I'm going to be buying books for them and myself, like
Oh,
everything
you're
they
getting the
want to
book.
read. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is one that they did not have on their list, none of them. So,
Okay.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh my God, love it.
So, new
Same
book.
author?
Yes, all the way to the river. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I was in
I'm
love
writing it down.
by like chapter 1.
All the way to the river. Okay.
Yeah, and if you've read that or Big Magic, you would
I've not read.
definitely like it. But here, I'll read one little bit. Just one little thing that I
Oh
had.
my God, we should have a Karen reads to us section.
I would absolutely. She talks about being in Earth School. Okay, so
Okay.
since you had your wisdom discount,
Yeah.
you'll get this. So
Okay.
she said the heartbreaking rules of Earth School is that the reality is that in any given time in human life, we cannot see beyond what we know to be true right then. We are only ever working with the level of wisdom that we have acquired up until that moment. So even tomorrow's wisdom, we don't have access to, which is why we shouldn't worry about tomorrow.
Wow.
We don't have the wisdom for it yet.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's pretty powerful, actually.
I thought it was great. And the whole book is like, it's just more of the same. It's all about her life, things she's learned, right? She's a lot like this podcast. It's just her
Yeah.
kind of spilling out every single thing that she can think of that she knows, which is
Yeah.
great because then you can meet more people, meet
Yeah.
them right where they're at because we're all going through the same things.
Yeah. That's what I think we had already started seeing. And that was another important reason to start this conversation, really, is so that we can continue learning but be active learners, right? Sometimes I think we had been passive learners. It was coming at us, right? And so
Yes.
we want to now flip it a little bit and be a little more active. And
Hmm.
yeah, so, well, this has been fantastic. I feel like I've gotten my daily dose of Karen.
I know this is wonderful. We could do
Yeah,
this like every few days, right?
every few days. Well, that's the idea of a podcast, my friend. No, so hey, for anyone listening, thank you for listening. Let us know. Come on the show. Give us topics. Like we don't it can be work related, but we don't want this to be a work podcast. This is more about just real life, real conversations, and talking about the things that hopefully will help our health, our parenting, our caregiving, like all the things, right?
Come join us.
There
We're
you
not that
go.
scary.
Be our sister, be our brother. We do need a brother.
Brother, man, I don't
Who's gonna be
know.
our brother?
I
All
can't
right.
wait
Well,
to find out.
I know. Maybe someone will raise their hand and volunteer.
We need somebody brave, right? We've got to be able to like share and
Yeah,
join in. Yeah,
I love it. Okay. For next time.
next time.
Well, thanks for listening to episode 1. Stay tuned for many more. Check out our website at itsjustlifehere.com. We're also on X and we're on Facebook under the same name. And we're going to be hitting the other platforms soon. So thanks, and we will see you soon.
See you later.